I love being an artist because it gives you that freedom to strive for the best that you could possibly be. You know? And that brings such joy.
Then,
no money can.
Yeah, like that's like a gift in itself. Because like I had this experience with my my cousin in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And we're over there and we're watching Netflix, and I put on this thing. And once again, I've done cooking like at fine dining restaurants.
Yes.
So I don't always watch cooking shows, but everybody wants to talk about cooking, and I do, whatever. And I do like it, but like, once again, I like to talk about like my grandma's food. I like to talk about like different weird experiences, but I don't, like, I'm not a foodie. I don't like even like that kind of like talk. I think a lot of the stuff that like, these shows are done is like all bullshit as well. It's like, like it's like a cop watching a cop show. Like, fuck that. That's not what happens.
You've done the real stuff. Yeah.
And
exactly.
so, I'm watching one of these shows and it's about noodles, and like one of my weird little things is I love like Asian noodles. Okay. And I worked at like a place that like a noodle artist came in on Thursdays and Saturdays, and he did hand-pulled noodles, and it was like a fucking dance. Oh my god, they're so perfect. But anyways, like, that's kind of like the stuff I nerd out on and that I like. So I'm watching it, and this guy dedicates his career to pasta, and then he goes to Italy and he learns from these basically grandmas, old Italian women. They only speak Italian, and they've been doing it their whole life. That's been passed down from their mom to their mom. And the whole story sounds like me and my grandma with the tortillas. And then and I tell my cousin that's my dad's cousin, so that's my grandma's her aunt, right? And so that's her aunt, and her, a little bit of a backstory. Like, everybody's close to my grandma because my grandma was awesome. Yes. But her mom was my grandma's sister, biological sister, but she died fairly young of cancer, and like in late 40s, early 50s or whatever, right? So for a lot of portion of my cousin's life, she's now older, but like my grandma wasn't just like her tia. She stepped in, not like directly, but as being kind of a mother taking care of her. Yes. Like, for instance, every year we would go and visit, she would bring her stuff. Like, she would buy her like everyday stuff. Like, oh, mija, you need this stuff for cleaning. Oh, don't worry, I get it at Costco. Like, all year she would think about my cousin. Like, oh, she lives by herself and there's no one watching out for her. I need to make sure that she has her stuff, just in case, and all this kind of stuff. And she did this for decades, right? So COVID happens. Yeah. And like, all of this like stash of like cleaning supplies my grandma was giving her like worked out. Like, she didn't have to like go during the rush or whatever. She said grandma's taking care of her, like, really helped her survive the beginning of COVID. So and I told my cousin, I just saying that to show that like she knows my grandma, loves my grandma, right? Yeah. And I told her, and because I refer to her as grandma, but she knows what I'm talking about, right? Yes. I go, grandma was a tortilla master, like, and I don't mean that. I mean that in skill set, like what they're talking about, like, and she goes, yeah, like, and she was really good. Like, so like that I'm talking about, like, cooking skill set, not anything else. Yes. Like, she was fucking dope, And so I retell that story when we had the chili roast with my aunt. And that's also my aunt. She's by marriage, but that was my uncle that died like 3 or 4 years ago, had dementia. I talked about him. Yes. So like during that moment we got close, and so now we have like real talks. And so I kind of tell her stuff, and then she goes, she's kind of funny. She goes about like, what am I a master of? Because I tell her the whole master thing, and grandma was a master tortilla. and I go, or that if I'm a master at anything, and I go, you know what, and I think she was fishing for food, right?
Okay.
I go, you know what, I am a master. And I was kind of thinking, man, that's a lofty thing to say, I'm a master or something. But then I said, you know what I am a master at? And I go, video and audio editing.
Oh, yes.
And I go,
Yes.
like, that's why Are You Serious invited me to that event.
Yes.
Is because I am a
master,
for lack of a better word, master at that.
Yeah.
Master at like a Pacific kind of style and things.
Yes.
And I could do other things, but like, me and Are share, a lot of mimetic, strains together.
Yes.
So it's very easy for me to do. Like now, I mean, he tells me to do a music video. I do it. He gives me no notes. He's usually like blown away. Like, oh my god,
yeah,
it's even better than I thought.
Yes, yes.
But like that's what like when you're saying, because this is like artwork or whatever, and you do your stuff for yourself. But then you're talking about being a master, and that means like not only the craft, but like having people seek you out because you're an expert at that,
so
because you're better than most people that they know at that.
Yes.
And like the video editing, and I mean, I said, I'm pretty sure at this point, like if I wanted to do like a legit documentary or movie, like my skill set and my understanding and even how I can express myself or anything else through the medium of video audio editing, and then not to mention that I have skills in writing scripts or doing voiceover or reading or like doing other things to like make that thing exactly what I want it to be. And like that Dark Star, Jaguar Danza, the silly little bee shaman stuff, the dream memes, any of the unconscious tape loops, like those things, and like especially the early unconscious tape loops, those are beautifully imperfect. Like I wouldn't change them, even like the quality is kind of like lo-fi or whatever, but I like it.
It's perfect for what it is. It's perfect.
Yeah. And so like that stuff, and so she was like, whoa, and she didn't expect that, but I said like, but for food, I'm kind of a master already at the what we were doing, chili rellenos. I was like, but I do want to like become on my way to be I think I said I'm on my way to be a master at the tortillas and all my other kind of stuff. I wouldn't say I'm a master yet, but I know how to do it good. I just know I don't know it as good as my grandma.
Yes.
I just being honest.
How old was your grandmother when she passed? She was in her 90s, wasn't she?
Yes, 94.
And you're only in your 40s.
Yeah.
So you've got another 50 years before you really have to be as good as her.
Yeah, I got a lot of time.
So I can see you being her when you're 94. I can totally see that.
Yeah, I'm going to be a combination of my grandma and then my great-grandma. And my great-grandma was the one that was like super funny, told stories like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, she played a lot of jokes, even on her deathbed. She got us like kicked out of the hospital.
You told me
stuff like that. Like I think I'm gonna be like doing pranks and having fun until like I can't literally do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, then you'll go to the next place and start again there.
As I do the same exact thing in this split city. Like, man, we're gonna have some fun in here. Let's go. Oh my god.
Look who's
when is
just
the story
got
going
here.
back to the next cycle? Like, oh my god, he always creates problems. What? You gotta have fun, fool.
It's very good. Well, I think that it's wonderful now that you have these new colleagues and new collaborators. Not new exactly, but you've moved into this sort of new, more intense level of collaboration with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's going to be a bloom for you. Having.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like the next like thing that I have to like tap, like cycle, like phase to get to like the next progressive cycle. You know what I mean? Like what I said. I pulled. Oh, actually, we talked about it in the chat, and I have something too that I was gonna edit. That's a good reminder of that. But like, I pulled myself into the Gulf of Delirium.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like.
Yes.
Like, no one really told me anything. I kind of like mentioned it to Aryu. Aryu vaguely mentioned it. Hey, if you want to do anything, do something with that. And then I went goblin mode on it.
Yes.
And so like, that's how like that happened. But you know, that's what's so interesting about that podcast, right? And I was talking to you about this.
Yes.
Was like, you know, once again, that like the thing that I was talking about, like this relationship that you have to the mimetic field, right?
Yes.
Because it's not even necessarily about Aryu and Douglas Rushkoff necessarily as those people. Actually, they are really good people, but that like, in order to get any better at whatever this weird shit that I'm doing is like them. Like
yes.
Like, hey, I'm like, do you know what does this mean? I don't know what it means. Does it mean anything? Is it bullshit? I don't know. Like you, I'm like all confident. Oh yeah, I'm Satori D. I know everything. Are you? What is going on? I'm like, you. And Arya's like, okay, Dad, calm down.
Yes. Wonderful. The elders of the tribe.
The elders of the tribe. But like yes. I told you,
yes,
before it even became collapsed into that frame,
yes,
like I felt that spark, right? I felt that spark in the kitchen,
right,
with LeBron James, right? I was mapping it out for you,
yes,
right? That kid, I could feel he was vibrating with energy.
Yes.
LeBron James here. And I'm like, fuck, you're annoying. I'm like, I just want to get through this job. Yeah. I don't care. I'm not gonna see him. And then like later, I like see this is like the Satori D, right? Like Daniel's annoyed or whatever, but Satori D is like, don't you want to feel that way? Like, why are you shitting on him? Like, he's having a better time than you. What? You know, you want to party? And then he's partying. You know, he doesn't care. And then I'm like, okay, so who would get me that excited? Like, who would would give me? And then so Robert Anton Wilson, he's dead. Jack Kerouac, he's dead. Terrence McKenna, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, Rushkoff's cool. He's alive. I like him. I've read a lot of his books. Anyways, so like, and you know, I still cook. I was barely Satori D at the time.
Right.
And it was like, you know, the next one was like, this is all we know what to do. Kind of like this despairing thing about like we're stuck being cooks, and you know, like I like cooking, but like the economic hardship didn't didn't pan out. Like if I could have made a living wage at Nokia and the Bird, I probably would have stood there. I liked it there.
Right.
But like, there's only so much bullshit you could handle, or at least in my mind. And like, you know, even like evolving and growing up is like us. And you know, I'm 40 something, but like, I really do feel like fuck. Like, time is the only thing that you can't get back. I'd rather have my time and my experiences and like investing in my own self and like growing this way than like exchanging that time so someone could make money off of me.
Yes, exactly. To buy themselves a house and a car. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're having a great time, and I'm barely able to buy a Gatorade on my bus ride to the restaurant. And so, you know, and there was no way to make any money, and it wasn't about making money either, but it was like, I don't know how to do, like, it was like, well, I mean, I'm not like a professional now, but like I'm really pretty good at video editing, and I'm kind of like, you know, like I'm not nobody. I'm fucking Satori D.
Yeah. Far out. You've got quite a big following, and it hasn't taken you long.
So to go full circle, and like now, literally, you know, if I die, knocking on wood.
Yeah, don't
even
die.
if I was to die, like, you know, fall asleep and don't wake up, like, I'm a footnote in the cyberdelic history.
Absolutely.
You know, Satori D.
Yep. You'll be there in the art books at university. Somebody will be looking you up. Oh,
but I you know, listening to that talk, and even how I viewed things, and what I really feel, you know, part of, you know, they talk, you know, the tribe, right?
Yes.
And the tribe is Team Human, and Team Human are these people that chose the path with heart instead of the comforts of the citadel of control.
Yes.
Every single time it can be collapsed down to something like that.
Indeed.
And like these people throughout every time that stepped a little bit outside of civilization, stepped out of the norms, stepped out of the stuff, developed different tools that we're using now, you know, and most of the time they kill these people for it.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
Almost every time. Yeah. It's frightening.
But it is frightening, but it's also like
Joan of Arc.
When I say, you know, one of my favorite ones, and I was saying this very young. They say the truth to set you free, but it's the truth that entraps me. And like there's a freedom, but there's also a weight, you know. And I say the weight that we feel is love. Like, you know, that cosmic ruthless love